They look like Taliban fighters, but they are Afghans fighting the Taliban. They call themselves the National Uprising movement. It started 3 months ago. Engineer Lotfullah Kamran said the Taliban was preventing progress for the Pashtun people.
Our school, our clinic, our road, our hospital, our markets, everything was closed. We feel like we are slaves. No one cares about us, not the government, not the Taliban. The only choice we had was to start an uprising.
Al Jazeera got exclusive access to film the villages under the control of the National Uprising fighters. They say at first there were only a few fighters. There are now several hundred spread over 4 villages. They say that people here support them.
I'm happy to give up my life and my wealth for them.
The commander says the Taliban has them surrounded and the fighting is intensifying. This week, Taliban fighters burned a local home. This woman says she begged the Taliban to search the house, that no one was home. But the Taliban doused it with fuel and set it on fire. She burned her feet trying to rescue the Quran, but could not save it. The men originally offered to join the Taliban and fight against the Americans if the Taliban would reopen schools, the clinic, the market, and allow road building. The Taliban refused, saying surrender or fight. The villagers' decision was swift.
One of my sons became a martyr. I have brought 4 more to fight, and I will keep fighting until we are all dead.
The commander calls the Taliban on his radio. He can hear them, but there's no response. The Taliban says it wants to avoid bloodshed and has appointed a delegation to negotiate with the movement. It says Taliban fighters who burned the home are being punished. It says former Taliban members are among the new group and claims the group is supported by the Afghan government and the U.S. Embassy. Kamran says that is not true, that he would fight the Americans, but his first priority is ensuring his people's future.
There was a time when 7,000 to 8,000 students graduated a year. Now only 200 to 300 students are graduating a year. That's why we are fighting them, to save the next generation.
The weapons and the motorcycle transport give them the appearance of the Taliban. But these Afghans have decided they must fight for the rights the Taliban and the government have failed to give them. Jennifer Glasse, Al Jazeera.